medium onion. Well, first of all, my saucepan is on a medium heat. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, a medium onion chopped up. The recipe itself in the printable format will be available at caribbeanpot.com, so don't really sweat too much. And speaking about sweat, that is what we're going to do here, is sweat the onions until they're nice and soft and we get all that maximum flavor from it. What I will do is turn the heat down to low because I don't want to burn it, but I want to sort of let it go translucent. So maybe about 4 minutes on the low heat. Spend just over 4 minutes. If you wanted to add a couple cloves of crushed garlic in here, you can go in with that crushed garlic. You really don't have to, but it is one of those flavors you can add to this jerk sauce or jerk gravy. Now, let's be clear. This is not a jerk marinade. We will be adding jerk marinade to this to get that deep jerk flavor. You know, Jamaican jerk is one of the nicest things you can add to meats, especially when you're grilling. Yeah, a good marinade. For that Jamaican jerk marinade, head over to caribbeanpot.com. But the point is, we're doing a sort of a sauce or a gravy that you would pour over your jerk pork, your jerk chicken, whatever it is. And you know, in the fridge, it will last for a couple weeks. And we're sort of mimicking a thin barbecue sauce kind of vibe. While the jerk marinade will have thyme, I want some more thyme in there. And of course, some extra allspice. That's just ground allspice. You may call it pimento. Give that a stir. I don't want this to burn, and I left the stems on the thyme because later on it'll be easier for me to take it out that way. Plus, besides being easy to take out, that stem has a lot of flavor as well. A minute later, we have pineapple juice. And that is just pineapple juice straight out of a can. I'm going to turn up my heat back to sort of a medium. And what I like doing is enhancing these sort of flavors in that jerk marinade. So we've got grated ginger. While mustard will not be in a jerk marinade, I like some Dijon mustard in there. That a little scrape down just to get all of that in there. Hit that to stir. Tomato ketchup, brown sugar. Hit that to stir just to combine everything. We got a couple more things to put in here. Your favorite jerk marinade. This is a spicy one. This is why I am not adding any Scotch bonnet pepper to this sort of gravy or sauce. And you know, all you need to do is find something that you like. You know, if you want to make your own jerk marinade, remember I said this is a marinade that we have here. If you want to make your own marinade, again, I have that available over at caribbeanpot.com. You can go over there and check that out. But, you know, sometimes for convenience sake, and there's some good products out there, what can I say? I like the spicy version here. Remember, if you don't like spicy, just get jerk marinade that's a bit milder, but yo man, this one here, proper things. Hit that a good stir, like so. And one more ingredient to go in here, but you know, here later on, we're gonna give this about 25 minutes because we need this to reduce down, but later on we have a few more sort of finishing notes I like in this sort of sauce or gravy. And you know, over the years, the request for a sauce or a gravy to pour over jerk chicken and pork and lobster and whatever else, it's been one of my top requested recipes. So I'm finally getting to it, and I really hope you guys enjoy this one. This ingredient may seem a bit strange to you all, but I'm going in with chicken stock. If you wanted to keep this meat-free, you can add vegetable stock if you want. If you don't want to, you can add a combination of your favorite citrus along with apple juice. Totally cool. This is where we at now. Bring it up to a boil, reduce it to a sort of a rolling boil / simmer, and we're gonna let that go for about 25 minutes. It's been 25 minutes. So at this point, what you're gonna do is taste it. And you're gonna do a couple things. You're gonna adjust the salt. You'll notice I didn't add any salt because that jerk marinade that I added in there would have a salt component to it. The chicken stock that I added will have that salt or sodium component to it. So if you wanted to add some more salt, you can add the salt. You want a combination of heat, sweetness, and overall sort of niceness, I guess. You're gonna get all those herbal punch as well too, from the allspice, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, all those things which will be in the jerk marinade. Hit that the final stir, and we're gonna go in there now with your tongs, and you're gonna try and fish out the stems of thyme. It's done its job. And what I want you to do is, if you have, now you can do a couple things here. You can reduce this further, but what I want to do is to use my immersion blender, and I'm going to hit that a few pulses just to break down the onion that we started in there, because I want it somewhat smooth. Yeah, I did it off camera because I'm a one-man show and I'm not trying to get burned, because this is hot. To be able to film, stop the camera, jump over to shoot a TikTok, all those different things. So maybe a minute, pulse, 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 and this is what we end up with. Just quickly switched over to a spoon so you can see the sort of viscosity of the sauce, and by buzzing it there, breaking down that onion, it gives us that lovely consistency. This is why, you know, here's the thing. As this cools, it will thicken further, so don't fret too much if you find that it's overly runny. And the other thing is, there's still a bit of body to it. If you wanted to go further with the stick blender, it's totally up to you. So to finish this off, I'm just going to turn off the stove. And again, there's that sort of... This is totally optional. It is springtime. I have chives in the garden, so I might chop up some chives. I'm just going to toss that in there, and again, my heat is off because I want the flavor. You know, a good jerk sauce or jerk marinade will have scallions in there, and I like to finish it off, and this is why I don't put garlic at the start, because chives will give it that scallion, that garlic sort of finish. If you don't have chive and you want to finally chop some scallion, by all means rock that scallion as well. I find that by finishing with a bit of lemon juice or lime juice, in this case here, this is lemon juice, it sort of brightens up things, and the acid in that lemon juice or lime juice will brighten up everything and cut back some of the sweetness, and it just balances all the flavors together. And finally, I have some honey, and this is an acai honey. You can use any honey that you want, but I want to finish it off with a bit of sweetness, just how we started with that brown sugar. So a bit of honey, and it's at the end here, so you get that pronounced honey flavor at the end. All you got to do now is hit that a stir, allow it to cool. You can use it warm, or once it's completely cooled, stock it up into your fridge, put it into whatever container you want, and you know, for the next couple of weeks, whenever you make jerk or any sort of barbecue, or yo man, if you want to use it as a dip, for chicken nuggets and stuff like that, by all means. For chicken wings, of course, you know, you want to drizzle it on your hamburger and your hot dog, by all means. You know, vegetarians, if you did this vegetarian friendly, so instead of the chicken stock, you use a vegetable stock, you can toss it on your vegetables after you grill it off and stuff like that. Sup soldiers, listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me. Email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, then Butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pod. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie. Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. You just learn how to make your own jerk gravy or sauce, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're comfortable calling it. At home, I do hope you all get an opportunity to give this one a try. Yo, it's our best thing, man. Just look at that now. Now, if you want to further reduce this and treat it as a barbecue sauce, you can do that. It's totally up to you. Add a bit of molasses, though. Molasses will bring that. You know, molasses, brown sugar, Caribbean. It all goes together. So add a bit of molasses, and you can reduce it down. I believe I have the barbecue sauce version to this on the website at CaribbeanPod.com. But here we go. Brilliant things, eh? Just look at that now. Nice and ting and ting. And oh gosh.